If you found yourself wondering recently about the new debate with quality over quantity and what's more important for social media and for your business in general, then stick around because in this video, we're going to get into the ins and outs of which way you should be leaning, what's going to make more sense, and what's going to be more profitable moving into 2026 and beyond. Now, if you are any kind of business owner, then you will likely have heard much of the rhetoric online about constantly needing to post, creating endless reels, needing to show up daily, having lots of content in your stories, and of course, making sure that on some platforms you're posting multiple times a day. And here's what I want to say. This idea of quantity of content, meaning how much you're posting and needing to consistently post to stay relevant on the platform, it is a real thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the most profitable and are the most beneficial way for you to be using the platform, depending on the type of business that you're trying to create and how you're trying to scale. The reality is this: there absolutely is an industry of content creators where the entire business is about creating content, and that's how they generate revenue and profit through things like brand deals, sponsorships, and of course, depending on the platform that you're looking at, engagement, views, watch time, etc. But if you're not in the business of trying to be a content creator, then this type of strategy can actually be detrimental to the business that you're building. And here's why. Tim Wu originally coined the term the attention merchant business model in 2016 with his book, The Attention Merchant Business Model. And what the attention merchant business model refers to is exactly what social media platforms are designed for. They are essentially looking to leverage your attention in order to have you stay on the platform longer, which is driving up engagement and user time, which is then feeding the algorithm and of course the platform more data and information about you and how you utilize it. Now, why would platforms want more information about you? Well, the entire way that these platforms make money and how they profit is simply by reselling space on that platform to target you as the user with paid advertising. Paid advertising specifically for businesses that want to leverage the platform to reach you, the user, who may or may not be interested in their product, their platform, or their service. So what we're talking about here is this wonderful little life cycle of you as the user on something like Instagram or Facebook or even platforms like TikTok and LinkedIn. And anytime that you're engaging and you're utilizing that platform, you're feeding information to the algorithm, which is collecting information on you. That platform then has businesses, maybe like you if you are a business owner, who wants to purchase ad space and push ads out in front of users who are more likely to purchase from the business. And so it's reselling because businesses are then paying for that ad to be shown in front of people. And the more likely that that ad is to convert, the more that they're willing to spend on the platform. This is also one of the biggest reasons why these platforms want to continue to offer users free access to the platform, because the way that they generate revenue and generate profit is simply by having more users on there, collecting more data, which again makes it more enticing for more business owners to want to spend more money on the platform to get in front of you. It's kind of a genius model, but also something that can be a little detrimental if we're not thinking smartly or strategically about the content that we're creating. So let's get into this. Recently, I got into a conversation with one of our students inside of the Built to Scale membership, where she had a video that went kind of viral, but inside of that, she only got about 56 potential leads who opted in for one of her free guides, essentially joining her email list and saying, hey, I want to communicate more and get more information about what you do. From that, she only ended up booking about one sales call. Now, that one sales call is showing us that, hey, there's somebody who's potentially interested in taking the next step of working with you, but we're not seeing a large volume of those people who are watching this video moving into the actual conversion process. Now, here's what I want to emphasize. What we're talking about is the quality of the potential viewers, the people who are engaging with your content, your subscribers, your followers, depending on what platform you're looking at, and how they are set up to move forward with working with you, hiring you, paying for your services. And this is where vanity metrics on social media oftentimes take over when we're looking at how we want to build, how we want to scale, what kind of strategy we want to set up, and what's going to be the most profitable way forward. Most content creators want to rely solely on things like engagement engagement metrics with comments, likes, shares, saves, because this is the kind of stuff that is actually going to drive profit for them. They get paid by keeping people engaged and on the platform. But that doesn't actually translate for somebody like you if you're running a business and you're trying to sell a service or a product outside of the platform, because views don't mean anything if they don't translate to buys, to purchases, to consumers actually taking action. And that's why we need to rethink how we're utilizing these platforms in a way that makes sense for the type of business that you have. All right, so how do you get off of this hamster wheel and how do you start actually creating content that's going to grow your business? Well, the first thing is you have to know who you're creating content for. And of course, this is pretty fundamental 101 business and marketing, but it's always good to remember that it's not about having broad general content that you're creating for everybody on the platform. You want to create content that's actually going to be niche and specific for the type of people that you want to be reaching in order for them to feel like, yeah, this is for me. Now, knowing who you're creating content for is only half the battle. The other part is you need to actually know what they're searching for, what questions they're asking, what information they're needing, so that you can create content that's going to be in line with those pieces. And what this does is it creates this really beautiful cycle of people searching for information and finding the content that you've created to answer those questions, to answer those queries, to essentially help alleviate whatever those problems are that they're trying to solve. This is known as inbound marketing versus outbound marketing. The difference here is search, meaning how people are finding your content. Are they low intent? Are they high intent? Is it people actually looking for information to solve a problem? Or are they just scrolling and looking to be entertained and finding something because it's gone viral or is really scroll stopping and gets their attention? When you're creating content on social media with the intention of quantity, meaning you're trying to create as much content as possible to see what's going to go viral, to see what's going to stick, to see what's going to get people's attention, you're focusing more on outbound content. You're pushing out all of the content in hopes that some content is going to hit and take off and go viral and get people to engage with it. Whereas when we're looking at search-based content, content that has inbound intentions, it's inbound marketing, you're creating content that is perfectly meshed up with what the search is that your people are looking for, the information that they want, they're finding because you've set up your content, not just to go viral, but it's optimized for search. Now, this is something that I've talked about in extensive detail over the years, and feel free to check out all of our content on SEO marketing. But the reason why I'm bringing it back up in today's video is because, as you know from our series, Instagram has created a partnership with Google, which means your content, especially on social media platforms like Instagram, is now being indexed on Google, aka the biggest search engine in the world. Not only that, your content on other platforms like YouTube is also something that can be searched and found. And for those of you who are big podcast fanatics, your content from your podcast episodes is now also able to get found on Google, so long as it's set up correctly. Now, you might be wondering, why is this a big deal? Why does this matter? And why should I even care if I just create more content? Well, the answer is simple. If you're somebody who's looking to have a more peaceful business where you're not constantly having to be pushing out content and being a content machine, it might be worthwhile if you could actually step back, focus on creating less content, and have that content work harder for you for longer. Meaning, when you create something that is optimized to be found by the right people, the people that you actually want to work with that have high intentions of purchasing and buying from you, that content is going to get found by them, and more importantly, it's going to last longer. Before 2025, with the big shift on Instagram and this partnership with Google, your average Instagram post lasted 24 to 48 hours, meaning 1 to 2 days at most, you would get engagement and reach. With this change, that content has the potential to last weeks, months, if not years, meaning a simple post that you make can be driving traffic to your business for months and years. What that means is you don't have to focus on creating more content. You can focus instead on creating higher quality of content that really engages your users and moves them through that buying process much sooner. This is going to be one of the biggest shifts, especially in today's world of AI, because we can now go in and anybody can create any type of content talking about anything and sound like an expert in it. Having information really is the bare minimum. And having quantity of information, meaning you're constantly putting out new topics, new videos, new posts, new reels, is not going to serve you, because people can find information a lot quicker, and they can be a lot less reliant on you. So what's actually going to set you apart in today's world, especially in the world of AI, is less about the surface level information and more about your ability to communicate said information in a unique way that's valuable for your viewers. How are you actually taking topics that they can just ask ChatGPT or Gemini AI or any other AI format for that matter, and utilizing that to communicate it in a way that makes sense, that's based on your unique perspective, your beliefs, and of course is relevant and powerful for what it is that they're actually searching for. This is the difference when we're talking about quality over quantity. Sure, you can definitely create a lot of content really quickly, but is that actually going to benefit you in the long term when it comes to growing your business? Or would you be better off creating high quality content at a lower volume, meaning less frequently, but that content is optimized to continue to drive traffic to your business for months and years, and it's bringing you in much higher intent clients, viewers who are actually looking to purchase? If you ask me, I would go with the latter. Now, you might be wondering, okay, so where do I go from here? I get your point. Quality, definitely more important than quantity at this point. And I need to be focusing on content that people are actually searching for. But how do I do that? Well, you're in luck. We actually have an entire series of content that goes into this. So if you're curious to learn more, make sure that you do hit that subscribe button at the very top and our bottom of this video. Turn on your notifications because we drop new content every single week on this channel. And if you found this video helpful or insightful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. We do appreciate that, as well as commenting down below with questions. Now, I'm gonna leave you with this just so you can get started with your next few action items. Number one, you need to look into what is called keyword research. You need to actually know what people are searching for so that you can know what content to create. We don't want to be guessing here. We want to be intentional and strategic about our time, and we want to make sure that the content we are creating is relevant to what people are searching for. The second thing that you're going to want to take a look at is how that quality of content needs to be created, meaning where are people searching for this and what format is most important or valuable for them. Is it that they want written content? Is it that they're looking for video content? Is it that they're looking for more audio-based content? There's no right or wrong answer here, but it's important to make sure that you're creating content that's aligned with what your users are searching for and what your preferred style is for creating it, that's based on, ideally, a search engine. Finally, the last thing that you want to make sure that you're doing with your content is it needs to be feeding into a client buying journey. Meaning we're not just creating content to post to try to go viral. We want to make sure our content is intentionally created to take somebody from just being a viewer, somebody who's interested, who we've piqued their interest, to actually moving into taking steps closer to working with you, hiring you, purchasing whatever services it is that you sell. Whether it's scheduling branding photography shoots, whether it's actually hiring you for doing any type of nutritional or functional training, whether it's looking at getting support with maybe their brand or web design, we want to make sure that there is a clear path forward, and that's communicated inside of the content that you've created, as well as in the way that you've built your business. So if you're curious about going deeper into those topics, like I said before, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos.